Let's go to the Zoom machine and say hello to one half of the UFC headliner on Saturday night, the one and only MacKenzie Dern, kind enough to join us. And she's got a very tight schedule, they told me. If you go past 1:15, she's going to come here and choke you out. So I won't do that. MacKenzie, how are you?
I'm good. They didn't tell you that we run on Brazilian time. Brazilian time is always,
okay.
10.
That's perfect. So that means I could go late with you and no one's going to get mad at me, right? Because Jordan told me, don't go late. Am I allowed to be on Brazilian time too, or just you?
Yeah, we can be on Brazilian time. Okay. It's okay.
All good, all good. I'm a man of my word, so we'll get you out here on time. MacKenzie, congratulations on all your success as of late. Big deal for you. Main event, first time in the UFC. I haven't talked to you in a while. And the part that I've been blown away by is the transformation of your game, your skills, but also your physique, the muscles, the strength. Who is responsible for all of this? Because it seems like ever since you became a mom, you have leveled up. You've got that mom strength now, and it's very impressive.
Yeah. I think definitely the last fights, like with Nina, she was my first top 5. So I felt I was caught up with just kind of timing and all the things I had missed out or like kind of fallen back during my whole pregnancy. So the strength training was kind of like the last thing I was thinking about. I was just kind of like, man, I want to be able to get, throwing punches again and just feeling comfortable. So then my fight with Nina, I'm like, hey, this is top 5. We gotta take to the next notch, next level. So then I brought in Rogério Camões. He's the strength trainer for Anderson Silva. He's worked like with Vitor Belfort, with a lot of different people, Jacare Souza from Brazil. He's a longtime family friend. He's like my uncle, my dad back from their judo days. So he's been really helping me get my strength training. He stays 2 months out here with me, just kind of making sure I do all my strength training like the right way and everything like that. But yeah, it's just the more I was seeing like how you do everything the right way and take everything serious, the things work, It's like
it's amazing.
You kind of yeah, it's really that easy, It's not that it's easy, but when you work hard and you start to have the results, not just like temporary results, you start to have long-term results, and that's what's really, really good. And I'm seeing the things working out. And like before, it was kind of good. My first UFC fights, I kind of was trying to develop in the UFC, like working my striking, like, hey, go out in these brawls and things like that. And now, as you get closer to being like the champ and things like that, everyone's just so good, so you really need to take advantage of what your strengths are. Obviously, I'm seeing that the ground is at a different level than the other girls in the division, so I just need to take advantage of that. And I kind of got out of the way all those brawling times,
Mm-hmm.
I think that was important to show people that, hey, if I need to do that, stay the 5 rounds brawling on striking and everything, I can do it. I'm not scared to break my nose or whatever. But it's still the most dangerous on the ground. So definitely, I think just everything's kind of coming together, and I'm happy. I think that's when it's important. When you're happy doing what you do, everything flows more.
So I will be honest with you, MacKenzie. Obviously, we've heard about you for a long time, and you were doing great things in jiu-jitsu, and then you come over to MMA, and there was a lot of hype surrounding you. But let's be honest, in the early days, there were some stumbles, the weight, all this stuff. And I was hearing from people, oh, she's not dedicated. She doesn't want to get punched. She doesn't want to spar. And I wondered how long you would stick around. And then you became a mom, and then, that's a great reason to not fight anymore. And so I was wondering, instead, what happened was you became infinitely better. But be honest with me, was there a point in those early days with the weight and the scale and the drama and all that where you were like, you know what? Who needs this crap? I don't need to do this anymore. Let me just go back to a simple life, the jiu-jitsu life. I'll have a family. I don't want to do this cage fighting stuff. Were you ever close to saying no mas, no more?
No, I never. No. I never had like a problem getting punched in the face, or things like that. I always liked to do it. Was always kind of like, brought out kind of that aggression in me, mm-hmm. and things like that. But it was having fun. It was just kind of like, okay. I was liking kind of all the tension, I would go like to Brazil and just parties and all these, oh, I just did a UFC fight. You're kind of like getting famous and things like that. So I was having fun. I was liking it, it's very temporary, as soon as I became pregnant, I saw like, okay, lost the sponsors. Everyone just kind of like basically left you, like kind of gave up on you kind of thing. Like, oh, you're not going to come back. And people were seeing the potential in me before me. I wasn't even thinking about the belt when I was in the UFC. I was just taking one fight at a time and, enjoying the ride and things like that. And definitely, I always knew I'd be like active even after I have a baby, because I grew up watching my dad compete. That's like some of the best life lessons, just watching my dad make weight, cut weight, wins and the losses and all the hard work he's been through. So I definitely knew I wanted to kind of pass that to my kid, even if she would be a fighter or not, but in her life, those are definitely some good habits and good life lessons to take with you. So I knew I'd still be active. And as soon as I was pregnant and I knew I lost all the fans, I was like, man, I need to get back as soon as possible. That's even why, not that I lost because of the pregnancy, but I 100% knew that coming back 4 months post pregnancy, my chances of losing were obviously a little bit higher than if I didn't, but that could have been like a knee injury, could have been a back injury, it could have been like a, I don't know, mindset problem. And anytime you stay too long out from being punched in the face with 4-ounce gloves, you have a little bit higher chance. That's like training, you need to kind of get used to getting that 100% people trying to like break your nose, elbow you and things like that. So no matter how much sparring you do, nothing compares just to being in there in that momentum of fighting like the 100% like we did. So from the beginning of my career, I've always kind of done back-to-back fights from LFA to Invicta to the UFC. It was kind of like my debut was in March, then I fought again in Rio in May. Then I got pregnant, but then when I came back, it's like in October, April, just keep going. Now I'm like maybe a little bit over a year, 2 years, and this will be my 6th fight. So yeah, I just like to keep the momentum going, and I'm growing as a fighter. And you realize each step you go, it's like, okay, now we're top 5. Okay, now we're going to be the champion. You need to keep stepping up your level and just evolving. And Jason Perillo has been helping me with that. So it's really good.
I see the difference. Obviously, Jason, one of the best coaches in the game. You win on Saturday, MacKenzie. What makes sense next? Do you want are you going to call for Valentina? Are you going to say you want her next? What are you going to say? You're going to get on the microphone and you're going to call out Valentina? Is that what you're saying, MacKenzie?
Man, I need to beat Rose or Zhang Weili first before I go up a weight class.
Oh, come on.
But yeah, no, definitely have plans to go up a weight a little bit in the future. But no, this fight is so important. I'm looking at this fight like it's a title fight. I'm not even thinking about Rose or Zhang Weili. They fight, I think, November 6th, 1 month after us.
Yes.
So I'm looking at Marina as this is a title fight because I really believe that depending how this fight goes, I could be up next for the belt. So definitely we're not in a rush. If I see like maybe I won, but still had some spots. I mean, Marina, she's a straight up Muay Thai striker. So I think this would be a great test to see like, okay, how I will do with the top 2 girls at champs. So if I go in a perfect performance, no holes, nothing like that, for sure I'll probably do that. I've always wanted to do that, like call out with the
yes.
But if not, who knows? Maybe Carla Esparza will want to fight. I don't know if she'll want to wait out until we see who wins, and then when the champ will want to fight again. But I definitely want to keep momentum, so I don't want to stay too long waiting for the champ. The champ can kind of choose when they want to fight, right?
Sure.
So,
and because the timing, that's, the reason I brought up Valentina was because I know you fought at 125 before, and there's a bit of a backlog at 115, and there's no one for Valentina, so I thought maybe you'd want to jump up. But it sounds like you're comfortable at 115. Like maybe you'll never fight at 125 again. Is that fair?
No, I'll fight for sure. Definitely.
Okay.
I definitely want to go up a weight. Like you said, I fought there before. My weight's good. I'm 117 this morning.
Wow.
So I'm doing like basically on weight, but definitely I want to gain some muscle and go up and kind of be like a 125 or not how I was the old MacKenzie.
Yes.
The new reinvented.
Yes. And a reinvigorated as well. Now, do you travel with your daughter? Do you bring her with you?
Yes, I don't know. I have the toys. I have the blanket here. She's here, thankfully. The kind of not quarantined now. So
yes.
It's crazy. From Hannah Cyphers in April was the beginning of the pandemic. My daughter's like on the other hotel, and I'm like saying hi to her before I go to the fight. So now her just like running around and causing around the hotel. So it's definitely fun, do new experiences. But it's cool. Like kind of everyone in the UFC is like knows her, and just getting used to her, and it's really fun.
Do you feel like it grounds you, like it gives you perspective? Because on fight week, it's all about the fight and it's so intense and it can consume your mind. But you have to be a mom too. You have to be there for your daughter, and she's very dependent on you. She's what, less than 2 years old at this point, or around 2 years old?
Yeah, 2 years old, 2 and 3 months.
So do you almost feel like, because I could see some people saying, oh, it's a distraction, it's too much. But I'm wondering if it's actually a blessing because it allows you to think about other things and prioritize your life.
Yeah, no, 100%. For me, it helps. I like to be, a lot of people like to kind of leave their home and, get into that, like you said, get into that competition mindset. For me, I like to be as normal as possible, almost like it's one day in this training, one day in the sparring. So unless you have like crazy jet lag with, I don't know, Abu Dhabi or something, I try to go like as close as I can to the fight. Thankfully, I have my husband here too, so he definitely helps me. But like this last night, Moa, she sleeps on the bed next to us. And she likes waking up, she wants to like hold my hand while she's sleeping. And at home, she sleeps in her bed all by herself, you know. But I think because we're here in this like little area, she's like a little bit more, you know, wanting to be closer. Sure. So my husband definitely helps me a lot. He'll take her out for during interviews or something like that. But it's good. It's definitely good to have her here. And just that's the whole reason why I fight, you know, that's the motivation. So I have my motivation with me every step of the way. It's like I don't need to keep reminding myself. It's like normal there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope that Jordan and Tim over at Paradigm are watching, because it's exactly 1:15:00. They said you can't go past 1:15. We're going to cut your head off. And so I'm out of time. Unfortunately, you're a very busy star. You're the main event, MacKenzie. You gave us a little bit of time. I'm very appreciative. I'm very happy for your success. Congratulations on everything you've done up until this point. And this is a great fight. I don't think enough people are talking about it. You versus Marina Rodriguez is going to be an amazing fight. And I really do think that the winner could be in that discussion. It's a little bit tight at the top there with the championship fight next month, and you got Carla Wade. But I think that you're maybe one fight away at that point from getting what you really want, and that's the title fight. So good luck to you. Parabéns, obrigado, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ariel. I think like my last fight, you had put a tweet or something that I was the record with the most first round wins, you know. So thank you so much for always throwing out those data and those news and stuff like that. So thanks so much. It was good talking with you.
No problem. We'll talk to you soon. Good luck to you. There she is, MacKenzie Dern, and it's still 1:15 for the record. For those that said I'm not a man of my word.